Points A and B lie on the graph of y is equal to log x in base 2. The midpoint of line segment AB is 6, 2. What is the positive difference between the x coordinates of A and B? Let's draw a rough graph for log x in base 2. And something like this. We have 2 points on this graph. This is y is equal to log x in base 2. This is point A, and this is this point B. We have a line segment AB, and midpoint is given for us. The midpoint of AB is 6, 2. The question is for point A, let's say if a point on this graph, it must satisfy the equation. Let's say this is the x coordinate of A, then the y coordinate of A has to be log xa in base 2. And B is also on the graph. So the x coordinate of B is xb. The y coordinate of B is equal to log xb in base 2. We are looking for the positive difference, xb minus xa. Since the midpoint is given, we should apply the midpoint formula. We have 2 points here. And the first point is A, x sub A, comma, log xa in base 2. The second point is B, which is x sub B, comma, log xb in base 2. Midpoint formula, the average of x and the average of y, which is if we add the x coordinates, xa plus xb divided by 2, we get the x coordinate of the midpoint, which is 6. Then we have xa plus xb is equal to 2 times 6, 12. The y coordinate average, if we add log xa in base 2 plus log xb in base 2, then divide by 2, we get the y coordinate of the midpoint, which is 2. Here, if we multiply by 2 both sides, we have log xa in base 2 plus log xb in base 2, which equals 4. Then we can write this in single log, the product rule applied. So log xa times xb in base 2 equals 4. And if we apply the definition of logarithm, the product of the coordinates xa times xb is equal to 2 to the power of 4, which makes it 16. Now we have the sum of two coordinates, actually the x coordinates, xa plus xb is equal to 12. Also, we have the product xa times xb is equal to 16. Now we can form a quadratic equation. The sum of the roots is 12. The product is 16. Let's form a quadratic equation, x squared. The sum is 12, so it has to be negative 12x plus the product is 16 is equal to 0. And let's find the roots of this equation. Roots of this equation are xa and xb. The bigger one is xb. Let's move the 16 to the other side. We have x squared minus 12x is equal to negative 16. Then let's complete the square here. We should have a binomial here. The binomial is x negative 12 divided by 2 is 6 squared. And we are missing the square of the second term. The square of the first term is x squared multiply first and second, which is negative 6x, negative 12x. We are missing the square of the second term, which is 36. Negative 16 plus 36 is equal to 20. Then we have, if we take the square root, we have the positive solution, which is x minus 6 is equal to root 20. The negative one is also x minus 6 is equal to negative root 20. So the first solution is x1 is equal to 6 plus root 20 is 2 root 5. And the second solution is 6 minus 2 root 5. The bigger one is the xb and the smaller one is xa. We are looking for the difference. Xb minus xa is equal to 6 plus 2 root 5 minus 6 minus 2 root 5. If we subtract, we get the positive difference is 4 root 5. So our answer xb minus xa is 4 root 5, which is option D.